Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, tonight, we're going to talk about the President of the United States, the Commander-in-Chief. A wild allegation, believability, and treason. At the end of the day, believability is all that matters, to be honest. But we'll get there. An allegation has surfaced, been made against the President of the United States that is just wild. It is wild. It has been called a gross dereliction of duty, gross inaction, cowardice, treason. Now, if you don't know what the allegation is, just to clue you in, it has been reported that the President of the United States received an intelligence assessment months ago indicating that Russian intelligence was operating in Afghanistan and attempting to incentivize attacks against American soldiers, and that he just looked the other way and responded in no way whatsoever. Wow. I know, sounds like treason. It's not. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that now. It's not. Legally speaking, it's not. The legal definition of treason in the United States is so narrow that you pretty much have to try to commit it. That's why President Trump's accusation against President Obama is so laughable. This, looking the other way while Americans get hit, that's not treason under the law. Now, in general conversation, if somebody was going to be like, that's treasonous, you wouldn't hear an argument from me. But it's not that, legally speaking. Okay, so the allegation's been made. Now what? People are already manning the battle stations, coming up with excuses for the president's actions or inactions. The funny thing about it, and this is going to be real important later, is that nobody's saying it's not true. They're just trying to justify it. Well, see, what was going on was, he wanted to get out of Afghanistan so bad, and they were just acceptable losses. Yeah, that sounds great, but that's proven you've got no idea what's going on over there. There was a peace deal in the works. These attacks would serve to derail it. That's why Russia would be doing something like this, to keep us bogged down in a quagmire, sap our military might. It is completely believable that Russian intelligence would do this. Okay? It is completely believable that Trump would look the other way. That's why people are already attempting to justify it, because they don't want to look dumb and say, well, he didn't do that, and then, of course, find out later on that he did. So they're just trying to justify the behavior now. Just get out in front of it. I'm going to suggest that the argument over whether or not it happened the way it's being reported, I'm going to suggest that that argument doesn't matter at all. It's completely irrelevant whether or not this allegation is true. This allegation is so wild that it should be unbelievable. But it's not. It's not, because the president has shown time and time again that he only cares about himself. Shown time and time again that pretty much any action he takes on the international stage benefits Russia. It's completely believable. That should be enough. The fact that when this report came out, nobody doubted it, that should be enough. The President of the United States does not have the confidence of the American people. An allegation that should be dismissed out of hand as just being just unbelievable. There's no way this could be true. Isn't. It's not being dismissed. because it probably is true. As he hugs the American flag, I would suggest that it does not matter at all whether or not it's true. Just the fact that it was believable should be enough for him to resign, and certainly for him to not be reelected. If the Republican Party hands him the nomination, they own this. They own this. They've owned everything else that this administration has done, and they've co-signed it all. This, something that you have to get into the technicalities about whether or not it's treason, give him the nomination again. I would like to point out that it is completely believable that the President of the United States mobilized on a national level to protect statues of dead racists, but couldn't mobilize to protect American soldiers serving overseas. In months. This wasn't something that was just in the heat of the battle, something that just got away from him. Months. Not even a diplomatic protest. The Kremlin didn't know about it until they were asked by reporters. They said nobody had made that accusation, but they would respond if somebody did. That's the state of the presidency today. And it is because we have elected a man who is unbelievable. A man who has a track record of lying openly so much that it's completely within the realm of possibility that he would choose to allow American soldiers to die so he didn't have to admit he's wrong. So he didn't have to take a hit in the polls. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good night.